Hello, welcome to my video, welcome to my channel. I would like to first of all thank everybody who watched my previous video on mentoring. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you gained something about mentoring in my journey, and I hope you was inspired to go ahead and mentor. So how's it going? What are your stories? Okay, so let's move on about this video. So for the title of this video, We Grew Up Without a TV. It might be alarming to some and some not, but yes, I really believe that growing up without a TV really inspired me and helped us all, and when I say all, I mean my siblings and I, with creativity and imagination and things like that. Now, a disclaimer, I am not against TV. We eventually got one when I was in college or last year of school, so I'm not against TV, and I am not telling everyone chuck the TVs out of the house or anything like that, or switch her off. I am just saying that it really did help with creativity and imagination growing up. And even as an adult, even when we had the TV in the house, we really rarely watch. I mean, I love going to the cinema and stuff like that, but it's not the be all and end all of stuff for me, maybe because of the way I grew up. And like I said, it wasn't because my parents couldn't afford it, it's because they never believed in it at that time. So it's okay, and we're fine. It's nothing to regret. It's actually something that I can credit to helping us. So that's what this video is about. It's about creativity and writing, specifically about writing a book. So I'm going to share my story the next 20 minutes that I have with you, and hopefully inspire somebody who was like me, I suppose, had it in their mind to do it, but didn't quite know how, or didn't really do it, or doesn't tell anyone, just kind of does it. This is to kind of encourage you to hopefully go ahead and pursue your dream to become a published author. And I'm going to share my journey with you, talking about all the challenges and key things that I think are worth passing on. So it's my journey because I really have lived it. I do have a book out. It's available in all the great bookstores, W. Smith, Waterstones, Foyles, Amazon, and where else? W. Smith, I said that. You can just Google online, Stars of Paradise, go to your local Waterstones or wherever and ask for it. That's if you want to purchase it. But I'm not here telling you to do something because I fancy it, or off you go, do this and that. It's because actually I've done it myself, and I think it's good to kind of give back when you've achieved something or have done something, you know. So that's why I'm doing it. So how am I going to start? At the end, I hope you walk away, like I said, feeling encouraged and with at least 3 or 4 key points. But I am going to start with reading a bit of my book, Stars of Paradise. It's just a few pages, so don't think she said this is going to be short. Honestly, it's just a few pages to give you an idea of my writing style. And like I said, Stars of Paradise is a children's fiction book. It's about a girl called Daisy and her best friend called Ewe. And Ewe has this computer that brings to life everything that she draws. So you can imagine all the things that these girls invent with their fantastic, funny friends. You can imagine all the adventures and all the mischief they get into with this. Imagine giving children that much power. It's such a funny story and life. So that's what this is about, and it's set in a place called Mars Hill. So I'm gonna read from here, from my lap, and I am gonna get into character. I am gonna do my best to kind of convey what's in here out. So please understand it's just a tad bit embarrassing. So when you see me in the streets, just wave, you know. Just wave. Don't worry about it. I do weird things, so it's alright, it's fine. So I'm going to start with the prologue to Stars of Paradise, and it's called The Missing Chalice. So let's pretend we're all like 7 to 11-year-olds, and we're reading. This is story time. Let's go. Okay, so The Missing Chalice, 3 months ago. Daisy, get in here quickly, you yelled. Where are you? Shouted Daisy. I can't see you anywhere. He was in the museum corridor by the storeroom door. It was slightly ajar. Perfect. She quickly ducked in and frantically searched for Daisy. She could hear the other children and visitors in their tour group screaming and running down the corridors. "Ew," Daisy said, sounding close by. "I'm in here, to your left, in the storeroom." "I can't see you," Daisy cried. You can see Daisy looked worried as her head swiveled from left to right. Daisy grabbed her arm and pulled her into the storeroom. "I want to go home," Daisy said, looking close to tears. The visitors participating in a museum tour of the Mystery Ancient exhibition were running like headless chickens in all directions. Louis, their tour guide, wasn't much help. He had dropped his pile of brochures and maps on the floor as he ran through the corridors, waving his hands in the air in a flurry. "I can't believe this has happened to me," moaned Daisy with her head in her hands. "You? This is happening to everyone, so let's pull our socks up and figure something out," Louis said, sounding more confident than she felt. They were on a Mars Hill School Year 6 trip to look at ancient artifacts and paintings. They specifically come to see King Joseph's chalice. The chalice was indeed a wonder, a silver goblet encrusted with jewels. It was locked away in a thick glass cabinet with a red laser light flashing in front of it. "This chalice was once owned by King Joseph of Mars Hill," Louis explained to the children. "King Joseph went to invade a nearby city to retrieve this very chalice from an enemy who had stolen it from his father. Legend has it that when the chalice is filled with water, the one who drinks from it receives superhuman strength. King Joseph was the strongest king of all time, thanks to the chalice." Daisy looked at you and rolled her eyes. "It sounds like a fairy tale if you ask me." It just so happened that this day and time was the perfect moment for Dirty Dexter to carry out the biggest heist in Mars Hill in a long time, stealing King Joseph's chalice. Dirty Dexter was always up to no good, stealing anything that sparkled. "Can't you draw us out of this nightmare?" Daisy asked. You tried to find Daisy's face in the darkness of the storeroom. She could just about make out her big brown eyes that glistened against her brown skin. "I need to draw something that will not just help us, but everyone else to get away from Dirty Dexter and stop you from stealing the chalice. I have my Grateful Tea tablet with me in my backpack." "So your tablet is just a miniature version of the real computer, right? So you can only scan an existing thing and alter it?" Daisy asked. "Yes, so think hard," you said, taking off her backpack and pulling out her tablet. Daisy huffed. "Doesn't this room have a light switch or something?" You rolled her eyes. "Of course there'll be light. Try feeling around by the door or the wall next to it, but don't open it, keep it closed, or it won't be in here much longer." Daisy ran her hand around the walls until she felt a button. She pressed it, and a dim light turned on above them. "I really thought that was an old lady," Daisy said quietly. You laughed. "Sorry, I know it's not funny, but what a disguise." Only a few minutes ago, Louis had been telling them all about the chalice. Daisy spotted from the corner of her eye an old lady hanging on to his every word. How odd, Daisy had thought. She had never seen an old lady in black Doc Martens. "Hello, sir," said the old lady, approaching Louis. "Did you just tell these children that whoever drinks from the chalice will receive superhuman strength?" "Yes, I did, but I also said it's a myth, so believe it at your own peril." "But how do you know it's just a myth?" she asked curiously. "Because it is, madam," said Louis matter-of-factly. "If you want more information, you can get a booklet from the help desk by the gift shop." While Louis turned his attention back to the children, the old lady rubbed her chin and moved closer to the chalice. The children gasped as she pressed her hand against the glass, leaving a small black button. "What is she doing?" Louis said. "No one is allowed to touch the glass." "Look!" shouted Daisy, drawing Louis' attention. He looked like he was about to faint. The old lady had ripped off her mask and pulled off her wig to reveal Dirty Dexter. He growled at the children, making them scream and run for cover. "Run, run!" "The chalice is mine," he declared. He pressed the buzzer on a gadget in his hand, which made the black button vibrate. Smash! The glass cabinet shattered into pieces. Dirty Dexter grabbed the chalice, took out a bottle from his coat pocket, tipped water into the shiny cup. He drank it all down before he wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, looked up at the ceiling and he roared, "Give me that superhuman strength!" Suddenly, his whole body glowed. He balled his fists and began to run around the exhibition, grabbing the statues off the ground with a flick of a finger. It wasn't a myth. Dirty Dexter now possessed superhuman strength. Okay. Let's all refocus and recap. So, yes, that is the beginning part of my book, Stars of Paradise. And I hope from there that you have seen my writing style and how wacky I can be. But anyway, I hope you've learned something and you actually enjoyed it, because I found that quite funny actually. So let's move swiftly on to my point one, which is about the story, developing the story. So I'm just trying to calm down. Okay, so yes, developing your story. When you have a story, map it out from the beginning to the end. In fact, map it out bigger than that, wider than that. Map it out stories ahead, you know, just map it out in it and flesh it out as best as you can. With the characters, develop them, get to know what they like, what they dislike, who's their best friend, why don't they like that person, what they dislike, whatever it is. Really develop them separately apart from the story, because you can always look back at that and pull in what you wanted for the story to convey inside it based on your character sort of descriptions and things like that. See, I wanted a really diverse character list, not because of trying to just be out there or whatever it is, but I wanted to reflect how I grew up and reflect my friends and my sort of surroundings and community around me. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I really looked at my characters and I really wanted them to kind of give off, you know, these funny, strong yet clever girls. And that's what you know, I hope that I've been able to achieve through the book. So my first point is really develop your characters, really know the story, don't rush, take your time. Remember, my friend would always tell me, he'd be like, okay, just write a few words and then stop. Or like, you know, my friends will tell me, oh, I hope things are going, and really encourage me. I love them to bits, all my friends, but they'll really encourage me on that, to take my time to really work the story. Yeah? And my publishing company as well, they will really give me pointers and who's this, why is this person there, things like that, and give me good critique on it. And to be fair, that was necessary, because initially when I started off, I had like zillions of characters, not really, but I had a lot of characters that I wanted to be in it, and they were like, it's just too many. So, you know, you'd have one character saying about 4 things, you know, by the end of the book, and that's not productive, and that's a waste of that real estate for the book. So it's understanding that, really taking it time, and what do they play, what part do they play in the book, and who are they, what makes them who they are. Okay, so take your time and do that. And I would also say leaning on from that is really do your research, you know, really go into, look at your demographic, get books, absorb yourselves in the books that they read, know what they are, know who your fellow authors are, so to speak. I would often go into like Waterstones and like feel the books and things like that, not because I'm completely weird, but because I wanted to know what they felt like, how they'd done the covers, and what was inside, what was the best selling, and why. I would also just read, and if I saw a child with a book, I'll be very intrigued to know what that book is. You know, if you see a child walking out with a book, not an LOL doll or not a whatever it is, but a book, I always used to want to see what that book was, and I'd always used to peep and have a look. So I don't encourage you to be a bit weird like I am and looking at kids with the books, but do your research so you know the books that your book is not, I don't say competing against, but you know what I mean. So you know what they like, that demographic is. Especially for me, I did that, and because I was a bit concerned, only because I knew that a lot of different races are not represented as in the majority, And I didn't want to write a book that was typical to what people would expect a diverse book to be about. I just wanted a real normal book, and I actually didn't know till I spoke to the publishers that, you know, you know, you're in this sector as well. You need to maybe talk about, you know, why you've done it. And I didn't really do it with that intention, but I knew that I wanted a normal book about adventure and fun times, but with a diverse cast list, good fun. You know, that's what I wanted, and that's what hopefully has come across. So that's my first main point. My second main point feeds on from that. It's about the research. After you've developed your story and you know about it, do your research by attending workshops, going online, learning about the structure of the book. If you are going to self-publish, spend your time doing that. And even if you're not, it helps you understand the process, but also makes sure that what you are putting forward to a publishing house is the best. You want to be sure about that. So attend the right workshops. Pay if you're going to self-publish. Pay for a great editor to edit your book. Now you might not want to do that and think that that's a waste of money. Like, why am I going to spend hundreds of pounds on editing? But I'm telling you now, they know their stuff. They know why. And there is a stigma with people who self-publish that the book's not going to be up to standard, and I can understand, because some of them don't have the money or the ability to have their book published. I mean, or published, but edited by someone that's really in the industry and knows it. But I would recommend just take your time and save and pay for that. You don't want to be putting out a book that you and Auntie Lou and Auntie Moo have checked, and actually commercially it's not great. And the reason why I say that is because I initially thought, I'm going to put my book out self-published, I'm not bothered. I think after I got like 1 or 2 no's, I thought, I'm not here actually trying to be an author like this. I'll just put it out to read to my, you know, my lot. But then working with the publisher company, I realised that yes, it's great, but there is a standard here, and I'm not going to ruin their publisher reputation. I don't want to in any way put out something that's mediocre. So to do that, the work and the money has to be paid to have the best author, the best editor, sorry, and the best sort of putting together, typesetting, everything else. I spoke to a lady who did really well with her book, and she self-published it, and I asked her, how did you do, what did you do? She goes, yes, it cost a lot of money, because she did this exact same thing that a publishing will do, but it cost. And she said that she just did not want her book to be out there on the shelves with people's published books that time and care and expertise has gone into it, and hers just kind of flop. And to her testament and success, actually, she's done really well in doing that. So if you're going to self-publish, do your due diligence and do the right thing, pay the money and get it done properly and get it done right. So that's one thing. The third thing I would say is, I really hope that people are doing this because they love to read and they love books, because it's going to take more than just I want to do it for money to do this. You're not going to have the heart or the authentic due diligence to put into what the book deserves and what your readers deserve. If you're doing it for money, you're doing it because you just you want author by your name. It's not good enough. I think you really should love what you do. And the reason why I say that is because I truly do love books. I truly do love reading. I truly do enjoy it. That's why, obviously, when we grew up the way we grew up, it really helped us. So when we grew up without a book, without a TV, we had loads of books. We had so many. We had the books, the workbooks in school, the bedtime stories, normal stories, all the stories, cartoons, this and that. Every book we had in our house, and that really helped imagination, you know. And we loved it so much that we started acting out all the stories, all the Charles Dickens, all the what have you. We acted them all out in the house, and my mum would have to watch us and be like, "We're done," you know, or our childminder. Actually, that childminder was really quite naughty, actually, because we did one set where we needed the bathroom. We needed the bathroom and the bath as a swimming pool, and we were swimming and mucking around, and we told her not to tell anyone, and she swore. She goes, no, I won't say anything. Come on, I'm not going to say nothing. And as soon as my parents walked through the door, What did she say? Your children were swimming in the bathroom. She messed things up for us, little snitch. But we loved it so much, we became it. And my mum, I think she got us writing because she would say things like okay, you people go and write your own books. And I think it was because she didn't want to buy more, so she just said that. But we had to write, and I remember writing a book about a boy that entered the computer and it turned into a different world, me and computers. And my sister told me this year that her and my brother used to break into my cupboard and nick it, which was really funny. So that was our childhood growing up. Even in school, we used to enter all the writing competitions and the drawing ones and the book cover drawings. And I remember, because we're only a year apart and there's 5 of us, we would win it all the time. And it got to the point that they were fed up and they started giving us really bad gifts. Like when I say bad, I know what I'm talking about. They gave us like gave me pencils, but they gave the person who came second and third like philo facts. You know those fun facts, philo facts, the organizer checked ones, or brilliant prizes. And my sister said that even when she came first, they gave her a second-hand Gulliver's Travellers book. And I'm not moaning because it's Gulliver or second-hand. It's because it was in that box that they just put everything, all the other unwanted stuff in, and we had that in the house. And the people who came second and third, they got toys and games and fun stuff, while we just got pencils or books or like old stuff. But anyway, even through to college, I remember picking literature and language, and I did that because I loved books, but I didn't realise that you're not going to be reading, like just being analysed. And I remember saying, if I ever write a book, I'm going to write for the benefits of students, do not analyse. But I loved it, and I really came into characters like I did there, going, when we read the Gatsby or Cat's Eye. Ask anybody who was in my English Lit and Lang class, they know that English Lit was lit with me. Inside it, really getting into the characters. Anyway, I said that to say that do it because you love it. There are times when I was staying here late at night. There were times when I was waking up, really early after going to bed really late, and still pushing on, wanting to give up. I remember even when I went to look after my friend's kids whilst her and her husband were in Jamaica for a wedding, it was already planned, and I had like a 3-hour window to get everything ready for school, get them out. When they even left, I had a short amount of time before they came home, and it was knackering, it was tiring, but it was wonderful being there just to think, this is real life, Mary, this is your life, get on with it, what have you. And I actually wrote this book, Stars of Violence, about 7 years ago on a commute. I had like a 2-hour commute after coming home back to my parents' house one weekend for a night out. I never went back to my flat, and meant my 2-hour commute was filled with sleeping initially because I had to get off 4:45, but then other than that, it was filled with writing. And because I never knew that I really wanted to do this, I left it. But something happened about 2 years ago which made me know that I'm on this earth for a lot more than what I think, and I'm going to do everything. I set my business, really worked hard to get that up, and I pulled up this book again, and I'm going to do another video about that. But the essence of it is this: do it because you love it. Attending the workshops, paying the extra money to make sure whatever you're going to present to a publishing house is the best, it's going to take a lot more than that. Remember this, I have this hashtag that I use, hustle your dreams into reality, and that is between success, your dream and success. That's the hustle part. You're going to have to hustle, but it will be worth it. So let me know how you're getting on. I'm going to sign off now, but let me know how you're going on with your book. Ask me any questions, but please go and do it. I hope you're encouraged to do so. But thank you, and to all my friends and family who supported me, thank you.